bonus stream at live stream. Link the bonus stream time. Thinking about. Are they listening? LOL. What's there to LOL about? We're sorting cards. Get more cards to sort. Formella. 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 Ooh, let's move my microphone actually. Now that I think about it. Ah. Okay, there we go. I've moved it. Delirium for Cormella. Play only on target opponent's turn. Tap target creature that player controls. That creature deals. Sucks. What is the actual wording on this card? Cast the spell only during an opponent's turn. Tap target creature. Okay, that's what it says now. Flare of Duplication, which I don't think I'm putting in Cormella. Did you see the arena ad with Oko on it? No, link it. Or do you mean the one with where he's like fucking posing up and shit? Where he's all like hitting the pose, you know what I mean? Like the TikTok millennial pose or Gen Z pose. Like that shit sucked. That was really funny. The Zul's Fury I was considering for Cormella, but I don't think I'm going to add it to Cormella. Garland was a card I was considering, but I don't think I will. Yes, I did see this ad. The Oko sucks so bad, but the D colon, like the colon D, like emoji, like I, someone's gonna punch a hole through their fucking wall because they're gonna get hit with Gran and for lethal, and then they're gonna hit him with the D, the colon D, you know, emote. That shit's funny as fuck. All the talismans I cut from Cormella. Maestro's Charm. Dewari. A Trench Behemoth is for Kinesos. Expedition map. Mirror Pool. Okay, these are all for Gemstone Caverns, the One Ring. Empt. Farhaven Elf is for Helen, though. Those playing. These are for. Anyway, I think we got all the Cormella cards out of here, though. So, big point about this stream. Part 1 of this stream. Cormella upgrades. Or side grades. Right now, Cormella isn't that fun. Part 2 of this stream. Finding expensive cards in this pile and some other piles and sorting them out. M General, thank you for the tier 1. Okay, so who's all deck building right now? Me, I am. Hello, welcome to my stream. I'm deck building right now. So, step 1, procure Carmella. Where are you? There you are. I've retrieved Cormella. The One Ring is worth money. Yeah, not this one, pal. Look, it's the One Ring. It's a limited edition without the Magic the Gathering card back on it. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. I'm telling. Don't tell. Wait, no. Yeah, NPC Phil is how I go about getting my silly stuff. I also do need to pull out a couple cards from here. Yeah, there's more Cormella cards. So, Cormella, I'm gonna go over the issue after we pull out all the Cormella cards, and then we can talk about the crisis. A Spinal Embrace, that's a Cormella card. Wandering Mind, that's a Cormella card. Make an Example, that's a Cormella card. Fire Covenant is a Cormella card. Is It Charm can be a Cormella card. The rest of these are not Cormella cards. So, if I remember correctly, there are a couple cube cards I want to pull because they can be Cormella cards. Number 1, Bile Smasher the Fierce. We cast a lot of big spells in Cormella. Number 2, that's it. But, oh no, Double Vision, I guess, but. As a Trojan in the source code? Oh my god, that's really bad. Luckily, I've not used NPC fill on this. And I don't use the desktop app. Anyway, this is a lot of two-headed giant cubes we took out last stream a couple days ago. Okay, so chat. I feel like the music's a bit loud now. We can turn the music down. Okay, so music is turned down. So, this is a pile of cards that could be put in Cormella. I want you to let this in. Absorb that. That is a pile of Cormella cards. How do you feel about cards like Thief of Sanity and Nightfell Spectre and Azula? I think they exist in their cards. I don't know. I don't really have strong opinions about that. Not a big Azula gamer. Okay. Ah! You dropped my deck box on the ground. So. Alright. Cormella. We're going to set aside 2 piles here. I can explain the controversy now, the Cormella controversy. Okay, here's the Cormella rub, chat. Cormella is really not fun right now. And the reason why is because I've decided to ruin my life for no reason. So, the joke is Cormella started off as a normal commander deck with a normal amount of top end. Over time, what this has turned into... I'm actually just going to delete this because I'll just edit the deck directly. I have decided to, every time I get close, I do something like good in the game, like I do well, I increase the mana value of my deck. What this means is the deck is currently average mana value 4.6. The average mana value is 4.6. Do you know what this means, though, chat, to get my mana value this high? Not only removal, Rads, Reckless Endeavor, Volcanic Vision, Blood Money, Mutinous Massacre, Hostile Takeover, Ill-Timed Explosion, Toxic Deluge. You can also tutor Toxic Deluge with Perplex. 8 Wraths. Drain Gang. I want to make more... I want to have more Drainers. Yeah, that is so many rats I would not enjoy. Exactly. Exactly. This is actually too many rats. So I'm going to find one to cut. And it can't be Reckless Endeavor or Blood Money. I think it's going to be Volcanic Vision. Which is literally on top of the deck. That's beautiful. All right, so we're cutting Volcanic Vision. And we're going to put in Bile Smasher the Fierce instead. Because I wanted more Drainers in this. Drainers Unite. Another card I wanted to cut, although I really don't want to cut it. Like, deep down, it hurts me to cut this card. I think it is correct to cut... Are you? To cut Worst Fears. Worst Fears is just not fun. People are not enjoying Worst Fears. Now listen, I'm gonna keep Cruel Entertainment. Right? I'm gonna keep Cruel Entertainment in the deck, but Worst Fears is gonna come out. Devlor is such a dog shit card, Grumpy Dude. I'm sorry to say. Anyway, worst fears out. And it's not because the card's bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's very good. Question is, what do we run instead? Could run like Fire Covenant. It's another life total lowerer for Delirium. Have you read up on the Lorwyn story? No. I think let's do Fire Covenant. I like the synergy it has with the life total swapping spell. I think this is very funny with that. Zevlor isn't even mid. I think Zevlor is just bad. So those are the Cormelis swaps done. Next up, I want to get a Illicit Masquerade with this. There we go. A little bit of a Cormella mix-up, I suppose. Wait, I don't think I have anyway. All of these are cards I'm all from that cake. That's so bad. That's from the Modern Horizons 3, by the way. Gift of Doom is another card I want to put in. You can back into cards I'm considering X. Oh, that last. Gift of Doom is underrated. Action faster than. I agree for the same reason. It also just touch incredibly strong with juice. card I was. Bleh. I can't believe. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just blown away. Watch me like sit around. Oop, hello. Is that your desk or a mat? That's a mat. This is by Void Monster. I think their shop is currently closed right now, but should get stuff from Void. Safari Sky's Blade. This was a deck I recently changed a lot in. And thinking about maybe cutting a Wrath from Safara as well. I'm also a bit torn on that proposition. So I re-sleeve Safara out of yellow sleeves and into the Dragon Shield Arid Mesa sleeves. Look at how pretty. Yeah, I have every Void Monster shirt, mostly because I work with them, but yes, I do have every Void Monster shirt, and they are very high quality. Yeah, me too. Dragon Shield is really great. I got sent these by Dragon Shield. I used your link, I think. Dope. That helps me out big time. Anyway, let's pop open Firefox really quick. I kind of want to pull open Cormella and talk about what Safara. Because I haven't played Safara in a while, but I've made some changes to Safara. Mainly, I added Teo, Geometric Tactician, because he makes a flyer when he enters. So he's just a really valuable 3-mana planeswalker that just like makes a flyer, and then he starts drawing you cards every turn. And then you can also do a Pramicon thing with his minus. Choose left or right. Until your next turn, each player may only attack the nearest opponent in the last chosen direction, right? Or planeswalkers they control. So, Teo is really funny. And then I also added Starfield Shepherd, which can get Momo-friendly flyer or Hopu Girper or Ornithopter, right? Like Starfield Shepherd, one of the best cards in this deck is like Rousing of Souls. Is like Spectral Procession. Is like Midnight Haunting. Just these like 2-for-1 bodies, right? Hanged Executioner is another great one. Wait, out do the core edges and corners seem okay? I don't trust arts usually. I mean, I've used them for 0 games so far, but I've used them for more games on Farrakha, and the answer is yes. Here, actually, I'll just take Farrakha out of my lower zone so I can show you. Okay. So this is Farrakha, and I sleeved her up in Verdant Catacombs a long time ago. Like, this is a month ago, or even longer. It was during MagicCon Atlanta, which was in September. So 3 months ago. 2.5 months ago. And that's what she looks like still. Is Amaria the Sky Rune too slow for this deck? Now, I need us to first recontextualize what this deck is doing. So, yes, if everything is going correctly. Yes, if everything is going correctly, Amaria is too slow. And if everything isn't going correctly, maybe Amaria is better. But we don't really have a lot of things dying or milling because Safara gives everything indestructible. So it's kind of just a tap land like 95% of games, right? Yeah, this is the joke of the deck. The reason why we're on Skyscanner, by the way, and not like a different flyer that creates a card draw like Firing Overseer or something, is because it's for Delirium for Topplegeist. Like I am just trying to desperately get Topplegeist Delirium in this deck because I really like Topplegeist. So any suggestions for how to do that would be cool. But basically, I added Teo. And then I added Jackdaw Savior. I do not know how to feel about Jackdaw Savior. I think this card's really middling. I just don't know if I have a better option to include. Let's play test. I would not keep this hand. I would also not keep this hand. Way too little lands. I think let's go to 5. Okay. At least somewhat keepable. On to inversion. Bridge line. And we miss our land drop. And our only flyer we can play is Hushbringer. Like, this is the issue with Safara that I'm having. Which is like, I can get like flyer screwed. Or I get mana screwed. And you need both of these to go right. So I'm thinking about cutting a board wipe. Right? To add more flyers to this deck. Of which we already have a lot. Like anything 3 or less that makes flyers, I'm counting as a cheap flyer, in air quotes. Like, is Doorkeeper Thrall in here? Yes, it is. Hushbringer in here? Yes. Haven Interrupter? Yes. So it looks like everything's correctly notated. Is there really only 33 cheap flyers in this deck? Because that's really bad. Do you have any tutors for finding Sarkhan's and sealing where Ancients tried a Warstorm Surge that doesn't take away them being built around, i.e. Idyllic Tutor? Because at that point I'm in white and I can just run better removals, right, you know? I think you're typically using those cards to like kill your opponent. There's only really white searches and enchantments. Anyway, I think I need to cut a Wrath from this deck. I really don't want to cut like a player removal card. These cards are very strong once you actually set up your board. Like they're kind of Win Mori, right? Duelist Heritage only works when Safara's in play. Flaming Fist Safara's in play. Sublime Archangel only kind of really does anything good when Safara's in play. Angel of Destiny, same story. Only really good when Safara's in play. But all these cards then immediately win you the game, like over the next turn or two. When you are already doing your thing. Starlight Spectacular is the only difference, where it is good while Safara is in play and is not in play. You can go wide beatdown with Starlight Spectacular, or you can go Voltron with Starlight Spectacular. Right, because you need 4 untapped flyers to cast Safara. So you have 5 creatures when Safara is in play. And what that means is you can give +0, +0, +1, +1, +2, +4, +4. +4/+4 on Safara is the same as Double Strike. Because it's 2 turns to kill. Except it stacks with Double Strike. Because if you have Double Strike and +4/+4, it's 22 damage. Right? So anyway, long story short, I need to make a cut from this deck. And I need to add another cheap. The answer is, or the question is, what cheap flyer is that going to look like and what cut am I making? Right? Because this list is very tight. So I would kind of like to ask for chat's evaluation of my deck. And looking at this list, what should I cut? I always thought that Angel of Destiny is kind of a bad card. I am inclined to disagree in this deck because the commander is a flying life linker. I'm killing people with commander damage. I don't care if they gain life. Right, and that's the main drawback of Angel of Destiny is they gain as much life as you hit them for. But I think the answer is I don't care about that because I kill you with commander damage. Put this to I like Duelist Heritage over Flaming Fist since the former can work without your commander in play. Yes, but Flaming Fist can get Safara through Lightning Greaves, right? There's reasons to like both. And also, Double Strike on any other flyer kind of is okay. Your protection seems a touch high. I disagree. I think I have like on the deck box. So I disagree that my protection's too high. Although, how does it feel to know that I watch your streams at my big boy job? Great, dude. So we have the old Safara consider. Turn to Dust, Blacksmith Skill. I used to run Dawn Charm, Volleys. So my thought is, this is an issue that more card draw could fix, right? No. My deck's already full up of card draw that I like. And the reason why I'm on the card draw that I'm on is to enable Hushbringer, right? All of this advantage, very little of it succumbs to Hushbringer or Doorkeeper Thrall or Hushwing Grip. So I run 3 of these effects that are just like ETBs don't happen, and then it's on a flying indestructible creature. And Aerial Extortionist has an entry trigger, but also has an attack trigger. Star Charter triggers on end step. This triggers when you attack with 2 or more creatures. This triggers when you gain life, which happens when you hit people with Safara. This is Monarchy. This, it makes clues on your upkeep. This, this is just like, this sucks with either or, but it's a cheap flyer, and I don't always draw the other thing, so it's okay to have one. Teo, this is a Planeswalker loyalty ability. Love Song of Night and Day, it just draws 2 cards. Bygone Bishop, it's a cast trigger. Staff of the Storyteller, it's a make tokens trigger. And then land, land, land. This makes Monarchy. These 2 just, you can activate instead of holding a protection. Ta-da. So, I have 14 advantage spells in the deck. Or 14 advantage objects, because these aren't. So, I don't think there's an advantage issue. Because, like, let's watch a game where things go well. This is a game where things go well. Draw. Play Kabir Takedown, turnover. Next turn. 4 room, go. Plains. 2, 3. Midnight Haunting on your end step. Make 2 spirits. Right, go Plains, 1, 2, 3. KO, plus we draw a card. Add token. Deal 4 wall with flying. Next turn. Onto Inversion. 1, 2. Ornithopter Paradise. 1, 3, 4. White. Safari Sky's Blade. Remove a loyalty. Remove a loyalty. Make it attack in a good position direction for us. Next turn. Plains. 1, 2, 3. Right, you get the idea. 4, 5. Here's Angel of Destiny. Hit you with Safara. Gain 14 life. And then here. Ding, 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 ding. Like, Angel of Destiny is going to kill someone next turn. If we draw a Double Strike Enabler, right, we're still able to have a hope of literally killing 2 people this. And then you can go, like, Linvala in response to an ETB creature, Doorkeeper Thrall, right? And then here's an example of, like, Exemplar of Light. That gains us life. That draws us a card, right? Like, so the card flow is decent. Also, we had a Wojak Investigator in our hand the whole time. Like, there's good card flow. I think maybe what I'm supposed to do is remove a removal spell. One that just, like, blows up a creature. But there's only one of those. It's Thraben Charm. I don't want to cut Thraben Charm because that card's goated. Right? And the reason why I'm considering cutting one of these is it allows me to double dip into protection and removal with Valorous Stance, right? Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. That's in pile cards for some. So I don't really have to go down anything to do that. Anyway, some flyers that we have options 4 is Cloudsteel Kirin and Jolly Sunring. And Niblis of the Earth. There's also Inspiring Overseer. That's not really. Star Charter seems slow and conditional. So, my commander has lifelink. It's possible that Star Charter is worth cutting. I need to be real for a second. To be entirely real, Aegis Angel is the correct cut. What about Tashar? Tashar sucks. I want you to point to the historic permanents in the room, please. Where are these historic permanents at? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then where are the creature cards in our graveyard? Like, because none of them are dying. We have Safara in the command zone. Other creatures with flying have indestructible. Like, where's Tashar being, like, good? I literally just cut Ascend from Avernus from the deck because I've never had to use it. I've never had things in my graveyard. I do like Niblis of the Urn, though, a little bit. Hang on, I have another flyer or two in here. I know it. I'm looking through this pile of cards. Yeah. We have Battle Screech, which I'm iffy on because I only like 4 mana things. Or 3 mana things. Faithbound Judge. That's it. Book of Exalted Deeds is also kind of mid. I don't like that Book of Exalted Deeds only does stuff after Safara's dead. Poo-poo UFO, it's ugly. I don't like it. Sorry. No, the list is already very tight. Okay, here's some additions for the flyer. Valor Stance I want to put in. Right? I think what we can do is make some room in some way by removing a, like, Wrath. Maybe like an Hour of Revelation. For a Valorous Stance. However, Hour of Revelation is one of the only ways that the deck can deal with a board of non-land permanents that we need to destroy. Is Archon a viable card? How useful is Aegis Balance? Okay, let me reiterate for anyone new to the stream right now. Aegis Angel is the worst card in the deck. Aegis Angel fucking sucks. It's so bad. I am not cutting it because it's funny. That's the extent of the reasoning. Farewell wants to be in your list. Farewell is probably the worst card to add to this deck. Battle Screech. Okay, so I have Battle Screech literally on the mat right now. And the issue with Battle Screech is that it's 4 mana. The issue is that it's 4 mana. Right? Because, let me paint you a picture. All right, let me tell you why 3 mana 2-for-1s are good and 4 manas aren't. So, in a world where you get Safara down on curve, you need to go 1-drop flyer into 2-drop flyer into 3-drop flyer into 3-drop flyer. This is how you play Safara as fast as possible. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Or this can be a 2-drop or whatever, right? So what something like Rousing of Souls, right? You typically get 2 spirits from this. I think the most I've ever gotten is 4. Is what Rousing of Souls, any 2-for-1 flyer card like this allows you to do is skip any step in this chain. So it can replace a 2-drop flyer with because instead of this on turn 3, you play this on turn 3, you make 2 spirits, and then you play this on turn 4 and you get Safara. Right? So you get to skip any step in the chain and still get Safara on turn 4. Right? But with Battle Screech, Your turn 4 is Battle Screech. There's nothing else beyond that. Right? And this is also what makes the Emeria Archangel or whatever it's called, Angel of Emeria, the one that makes the birds on landfall. That card is also not the best for this deck because it also just doesn't, like, the best curve makes Safari come down on turn 4 is the long and short of it. And that's also what is really good about Starfield Shepherd and what has me really invigorated to play this deck again is if we have, this is another 2-for-1 flyer card because you can get Ornithopter with it. For 2 mana, you now have 2 flyers that you can tap to Safari's Convoke ability to get her out really quick. Right? So that's what has me coming back to this deck after a few months of not playing. Also, Teo's really cool. I have the Teo in it. That. But I'm having consistency issues. You've seen them so far. I don't know if I've gotten a single hand where Safari's come down on turn 4. Right? Like, here, we're just screwed. We have removal, protection, and no 4th flyer. We have a 3rd flyer. In Blink Bomb next up. We don't have a 4th flyer yet. So I need another flyer in this deck. Airlift Chaplain. Airlift Chaplain used to be in the deck. I have no idea where it went. And by the way, Airlift Chaplain is not a 2-drop flyer. It's a 3-drop. Airlift is a 3-drop. I've had this in the deck before. And the reason why I've had it in the deck before over Pilgrim's Eye is because, once again, Doppelgeist Delirium, right? Milling 3 cards is funny. Right? So, like, these are cards that used to be in. But it needs to be a 2-drop, I think. I think I can't bring in a 3-drop flyer. Yeah, sample size 1, Wiffle Pittons. Sample size 1. Like, this is unkeepable. This is super keepable. Like, this is one of the best hands I've seen all day. So look, all we need to do now is not get mana screwed. Oh, the monkey paw pearls. So this is also not a turn 4 Safara because it was a tap land. I guess I could have just plus Teo there. But regardless, this is a turn 5 Safara, which is the fastest we've seen today. Anyway, you just pass here, and then you go like, Generous Gift your thing. Or you could Clever Concealment, right? Or you could Flare Fortitude. All right, anyway, next turn. 1, 2, 3, Duelist Heritage. And then this is where the protection comes in, right? 16 you. Draw a card. Pass. And, like, I don't have to do anything. I just go, like, protect my board. Protect my board. Like, right? Okay, next turn. Right, like... Okay, great. Combat. John Drews for Superior Spider-Man. So let's keep the cuts and adds on things that are on the table. I don't even know what Superior Spider-Man is. I don't see Superior Spider-Man. That's not a card. Are you talking about the Spectacular Spider-Man? Because that card's like... I don't like paying 1 to give it flying. It's a bit weird to me. Elk, do you have an opinion on Universes Beyond set? You couldn't really hate it if you wanted to? What do you mean?
I do generally hate the idea of Universes Beyond. It drives up the price um, of sets. It like pre-release has always been more expensive ever since. If we're getting rid of big stuff, don't we just get rid of Vanquish the Horde? That's like sadly the realization I'm like kind of coming to. Is like I think it is Vanquish the Horde. But I really don't want to take out more board clears because the joke with this deck is like if the early game aggression plan doesn't work out, I can like pivot into a late game like board wipe, ruin your life kind of plan. But I guess what we do then, I think we just cut a Wrath. I think it is a Wrath that goes. The thing is that Wraths are really good when I'm ahead or when I'm behind. Nah, but still, I think the worst Wrath is probably Vanquish. I agree with that. I think you're just wrong. I think Vanquish the Horde is very good. Is Dust Animus in the deck? No. If you think about Dust, like Dust Animus isn't really speedy at all. It seems like it, right? Because it's a 2-mana play that can cost 0, but you have to pay 2 mana to make it cost 0. So Sky Knight Squire. Let me read this card. Once again, guys, can we keep the additions to things that are on my table? Because these are the things I can put in. Whenever a creature enters, put a counter on this creature. As long as it's 3 more counters on it, it's flying and has a knight. And it's a knight. This sucks. It's a big flyer. And it also gets non-bowed by all the ETB stoppers. And by the way, when I say this card sucks, I don't mean you suck. It's okay. I just disagree with the card suggestion. Yeah, Sky Knight Squire is not good for this. He scales fast. I have a 7/7 that kills you. Like you're already dying. You're already dying, Shatter. I have a 7/7 that kills you in 3 hits, and you're still somehow like, this flyer can become a 6/6 by turn 8. Like, dude. And it also non-bows with multiple cards in your deck. I'm like, no, 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 no. Faithbound Judge is really bad, but in a really slow, grindy game, it can be hilarious. By the way, where the hell is my Vanquish the Horde? I cannot seem to find it. We put Overseer in for Horde. No, not Inspiring Overseer. Once again, Inspiring Overseer has non-bows with the Hushbringers and Doorkeeper Thrills of the world. Yeah, the backside takes 3 turns, but in the games where you pay 8 mana to flip him, you're going to see 3 turns. Because you're probably siding behind a board of indestructible blockers, right? So it's not impossible, is all I mean. I've had games where like I wanted Faithbound Judge in this deck. I was like, damn, if I had that in play right now, I'd be cooking. But generally, yes, it is weak. Where the fuck? Vanquish. There it is. Found it. It was in the deck box still. No wonder I couldn't find it. Didn't realize you were running Hushbringer effects. I am. Don't you need Faithbound to die, which non-bows with the commander? Yes. But if a game is going that long, it's probably because I got like Blasphemous Acted or something and I didn't have a way to protect. So, what to add now? I really want to like Cloudsteel Kieran. I've just never used it. I had this in my deck for like a year, and during that year, I never had it. Where's some good 1-mana ramp spells for Naya? Utopia Sprawl, Arbor Elf, Wild Growth. Those are always my go-tos. I'm thinking Cloudsteel Kieran, guys. We got to get you a different webcam. This webcam's actually fine. It's just like... It's actually, I think, just Twitch most. Also, the light wasn't on. Battle Screech looks... I already explained, Feldegriff, why Battle Screech is not good for this deck. It is not that good at all. It just doesn't work in the curve. Kieran isn't meant to be equipped in the games where I'm winning. Kieran in the games where I'm winning, it is a 3-2 with flying. Guys, I need you to understand. I need you to understand. If I am activating Cloudsteel Kieran, it is turn like 9. And I cannot kill the final player for some reason. Like he has infinite blockers or something. And I don't have a, like, right. Cloudsteel Kieran. I am not activating this card until it's like turn like 7. Maybe 8. What about Reprieve? Reprieve is in the deck. Right? So until the very late... I'm not activating this on turn 5, chat. I need you to deeply understand that, please. Okay, so not Kieran, not Screech, not Overseer. What makes you think not Kieran? I've already put it in the sleeve. What do you mean not Kieran? I mean, the other thought is like maybe I put Ganjali Sunwing in. We want a 2-drop, I thought. Yeah, then our only option would be Nibbles at the end. That's the joke. So are we fine with putting Nibbles of the urn in? We want Nibbles. The issue is that Nibbles has non-bows. I have a couple of Exalted kind of effects in this deck where they want to attack alone. Kieran is bad if you don't have a combo for it. Okay, Feldegriff. My commander makes all of my other flying creatures indestructible. If I reconfigure this onto an indestructible flying creature, is that a combo? Because I don't know if you know what deck we're talking about. We're talking about Safaris Sky's Blade. Other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. Right? I knew it had mana cheat. I forgot about the second part. Chat, you're killing me tonight. Chat, you're killing me. I'm going to put Kinjali's back in. I think Kinjali's is the lock. Do you think Giada is a non-bow with your command tapping for mana? Giada's in the deck. Why is it a non-bow? Can we explain why Giada's a non-bow to me? What does the interaction suite look like here? I'm gonna turn Firefox. So interaction, we have Final Showdown, Kabira Takedown, Razorgrash Ambush, Raven Charm, Winds of Abandon, Generous Gift, Hanged Executioner, which can activate to exile a creature, Unexplained Absence, for each player exile to one target creature, Aerial Extortionist, Starfall Invocation, Hour of Revelation, Vanquish the Horde has just come out for Kinjali. But also, I need you to keep track of the no fun allowed cards, which is also interaction. Doorkeeper Thrall, Hushbringer, Aven Mind Sensor, Aven Interrupter, Hushwing Griff, Kinjali Sunwing now, Angel of Jubilation, which stops sacrificing and paying life, and Linvala. So, let's play test this now. I'm keeping this hand. Ornithopter also works like a 2-for-1 flyer, by the way. Flash in. Let's just play Cthulhu for Sock. Flash in, Doorkeeper Thrall. Okay, here's a turn 4 Sephara. As is promised. Here we are a little screwed by our mana sources because we can't hold up Surge of Salvation. Is Archon of Emiri in this list? Archon of Emiri sucks in this deck. I'm so sorry to say. I used to have it in the deck, and I'm going to tell you why it sucks. Here, we're going to go through the curve again. So mana value 1, right? We play a 1-drop. We play a 2-drop. We play a 3-drop. We play another 3-drop. And that 3-drop is Archon of Emeria, right? This is Archon of Emeria. Okay, it's turn 4. So we go 1 on turn 1. This on turn 2. This on turn 3. Archon of Emeria on turn 4. And that was our 1 spell this turn. We can't play Sephara. So, at this point, you're fucked, right? Because you'd have to go next turn past Sephara. This is also, by the way, me for why the bird spell doesn't work. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop, and Sephara. But if this is Battle Screech, then we can't do that 4-mana play. This is an unkeepable hand. It's mana. Unkeepable hand, there's no mana. This is a very keepable hand. A decently keepable hand, anyway. Draw. Turn. Think. Okay, there's Staff of the Storyteller. Okay, thank God. We actually get to play Sephara on turn 5, at least. Because this makes a bird. We already have a spirit from this. We have Ornithopter. So that's Sephara on turn 5. Simply draw the Archon first, Elk. That's not how Archon works. You would have to play the Archon after Sephara, in which case it isn't a cheap flyer. You can't count it as one. What are your thoughts on Senu as a 2-drop flyer? It is too ugly. Okay, this hand's crazy. Look at this. This is like how insane I had someone suggest cut Rousing of Souls from this deck, or like Hanged Executioner. And I was like, what crack are you smoking? Where you think it's a good idea to cut Rousing of Souls, right? I just made 2 spirits, let's say. Like, that's the mid case. With like revealing a card ourselves. Pass. Flash in Hushwing Griff. ETBs don't happen anymore. This is turn like 5 Sephara, swing and hit you. Is Momo not a good cheap flyer? So I wish I could run more. So I could draw him more often. Is Momo not a Sorry, I didn't see it. Of course I have Momo. Broken. Is this like bracket 2? No, I would consider this 3. This deck's very annoying to play against, not very fun. Doorkeeper Thrall, Hushbringer, Hushwing Griff with Indestructible. Like your bracket 2 deck loses. Right, this is not a fun deck to play against. Okay, this hand is crazy, by the way. Oh my god, this hand is so crazy, by the way. I should have been playing Plains. My fault. Watch this. You go Ornithopter. Lightning Greaves. Blink Moth Nexus. So now you go 1 white, Garfield Shepherd, get Momo or whatever. So this is turn 4 Sephara with Greed. And then Each turn after this, we get to. Well, this is in warp. Is this with cards ahead? Why no Path or Swords? Because Path and Swords suck. I just kill you. Like, Swords and Path aren't that good. Right? The removal suite, I don't want to go 1-for-1 with you. And if I do, it's going to be out of my mana base. Like, I'm Kabira takedowning your creature. I'm, like, Razorgrass ambushing your attacker. But generally, I don't really care about creatures that much unless they're staxing me. Because I have flying creatures and a wall of indestructible blockers. Why do I care about your creature? Make it make sense. Oh, it's giant, it has trample? Great, I'll tap it every turn. I have Squall Drifter. Searchlight Companion sucks. The spirit it makes doesn't have flying. I know the card you're talking about because I fell for the same exact trap. I was like, dude, another 2-for-1 flyer for Sephara. It makes a flying creature. It's a flying creature and it makes a flying creature. Create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Not with flying. It's a Kamigawa spirit. I knew the exact card you were talking about. I think about Thoracle too much. In regards to Path or Swords doesn't stop Thoracle. You know what does stop Thoracle? Doorkeeper Thrall, Hushbringer, Hushwing Griff. This all stops Thoracle. Like power level, I see. Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care about your creatures. Chirper. Ember's Kites. Doorkeeper Thrall. By Hanged Execute. Have you? And then here we miss a land drop, right? Is 38 lands enough? The curve is very low. I need to understand this 8-drop is Ondu inversion. It's a land. This 7-drop, that's Sephara. It's 1 mana. The only real 6-drop we get, this is 6 mana. And you can see the air quotes, but it's actually 3. This is actually 3 mana. Aegis Angel is 6 mana. That's the only real 6 mana card. And then we have a couple 5-drops. So our curve actually ends at 5. Right? And we're 50-50 to play those on curve. All I care about is getting to 4 mana. 67%. But it's slightly better because we have Pilgrim's Eye and a couple card draw spells. Sanguine Evangelist creates a flying token. Would it work? It creates a flying token on entry. It's no better than a 3 mana 1/1 flyer. Like, what is it doing better than, say, like, Beckoning Will-O-Wisp? Is there an Aegis Angel effect at 5 mana? No, there is one at 4 mana, though, but it's on fucking Kyodai with a 5 mana ability on it. It has Flash Flying, it's 4 mana, it enters, it makes another target permanent indestructible for as long as you control Kyodai, and then they put this on it. So I can't put it in fucking Sephara. A card I do need for this deck is Inkmoth Nexus. Although I have been running into mana troubles recently, where it's like I have too much colorless sources, like I'll draw too many colorless sources. Maybe I cut like Fearsome Ridgeline, although I do really like the card. I'm gonna fax you a Pearl Medallion to put in this deck. Why is Pearl Medallion good in this deck? Please, I need an answer. I guess what it lets you do... I do have a Pearl Medallion, like, maybe in my trades, I think. I guess what it lets you do is it, like, turn 2 you play it, turn 3 you go double 2-drop. Look at my trades. Pearl Medallion. I don't think I have Pearl Medallion anymore. I think I traded it away. I used to have one because of Orchestra. Ramp is ramp. I know, but I don't need a ramp. I used to have like Mana Rocks and Soul Ring and shit in this deck, but I don't need to ramp. Right? I would actually keep this hand, by the way, Momo. Win. Let's go Ornithopter Pair. All Drifter, Selfless Spirit. Turn 4 Safara with Flare, Fortitude, and Selfless Spirit backup. Let's not kill Momo. Ooh, 4/5. Angel of Destiny. We have the combo. Dink hit you. Angel of Destiny. Dink hit you. Starlight Spectacular. Hit you. Right? How does Commander Tax work? It is going to be 2 and a white to tap 4 other creatures. How many angels do we have here? Not a lot. It's non-zero. It's 11 angels. Is it enough for Cavern of Souls? I don't have a Cavern of Souls. Sorry. Are you playing Sarah Ascendant? No, that card's $30. I would consider it for the deck, but it is also $30. So, I'm gonna keep my eye on. I'm gonna keep my eye on. And the reason is because there's so many games where I'll just get like color screwed. Chat, it's working. Up. Drop. Drop. Aura. Now we pass, and we literally play nothing for the rest of the game. All right, we might make Fireman come in. After this turn, we kind of just play nothing forever. And if we need to use removal, we use removal. Otherwise, we just activate War Room. My favorite thing about Safara is like, I literally don't have to do anything forever. I just hold up protection and draw cards. People can see YouTube, but we can't. Yeah. Anyway, I really like this deck a lot, even though I've found it a little less than consistent. It's weird, because I used to find it very consistent. Chat is your fave Twitch. Sorry, YouTube. Maybe if YouTube threw me more super chats, I'd like them more. But alas. Okay, so Firefox now. Take all these silly cards and put. The card I am considering is Valor Stand for Safara. Give her indestructible. Random card for Skyfall. Change of plans. This card's very good. Each of X target creatures spoken knife, you may have any number of them. By the way, I want to illustrate. Sorry, Firefox. I want to make it very clear to y'all. I have not been connected to YouTube chat this entire time. Despicable Elk hates YouTube chat.
I don't know why it logs me out every single. There we go. I can now see YouTube chat. He hates us. Yes, I do. Sorry. I don't know why it logged us out. I can see YouTube chat now. So, I am considering. Okay, I want to point out. Hang on. Create flying sort date minus is reprint. I need to illustrate to you guys how fucked Safara was for so long. I almost took her apart. I was so mad. All right, we need to go back to Modern Horizons 2. This is how long I've had Safara, by the way. I've had Safara for a very long time. Okay, here's the rub. I almost put Wingmantle Chaplain in Safara. Okay, so go slightly farther for Modern Horizons. It's before Kaldheim, right? No, it's after Kaldheim. Set MH2. What did we get in MH2? Get fucking ready for this, dude. We got Sweep the Skies. X blue converge. Created 1/1 colorless Thopter for each mana spent to cast the spell. So this is a 3 mana for 2 1/1 flyers for Safara. Right? Very perfect card for her. Just can't run it. Soul of Migration. Another almost perfect card for Safara. 3 and a white. When it enters, you make 2 1/1 flyers. But we can't run a 4-drop because it doesn't work in the curve. Right? All right, let's flash forward. Past Modern Horizons 2 in 2021. We're almost at 2021, chat. Officially gone too far. So, right, Hanged Execution. Got that. That's when Safari was first. 21. This is where we saw Sweep the Skies and whatever. Okay, moving slightly forward in time. To show you my anger. So keep in mind, so far, we've gotten 2 cards that are almost so no, not color identity greater than equal than white. Don't, Silas. You don't know what I'm getting at here. So far we've had 2 cards that are very, very close to being good. Imagine if Zerium was like 2 and a white Vigilance that did this, right? Like that would be broken. All right. Still, so far 2 cards that are almost perfect for Safari. Staff of the Storyteller, very good for Safari, but doesn't make 2 flies. Sarah's Ascendant costs too much money. Anyway, Shadow Summoning. All right, we've officially reached the 3rd card that made me fucking mad. All right, 2 tapped white spirit creature tokens with flying is bad. But if you played this on turn 2 and then went to turn 3, or played it on turn 3 and then went to turn 4, it would still work out very well in your curve. Right? But it's white-black. Same thing with the other one. Is this a budget brew or just preference? Just preference. I don't like Sarah's Ascendant. But anyway, long story short, super close to being able to be played. Same thing with the flashback cost on the other one. Has flashback. Okay, here. It gets worse. Sanguine Evangelist can make multiple flyers, but it needs to die. Bat Colony can make multiple flyers, but only if you have a bunch of fucking caves. Alright, this is 5 cards. That is so close to just being like a vanilla flyer card. But it gets worse. Overlord of the fucking Bale of the Mistmoors. We've reached our 6th card that is super close to being Safara playable. But they're 2/1, so they had to make it 4 mana. So this not being 3 mana sucks. Will Safari get any good cards? I'm gonna guess no. Great, 2 flyers, but it's not hybrid. And none of these work. Okay, great. Abandoned Air Temple's fine. But anyway, it wasn't until we got Starfield Shepherd. There were 6 cards before Starfield Shepherd that were so close to working in this deck. Judge's Familiar we would get, and Judge's Familiar would be very good. Anyway, we need to move on to Judith now. I'll need to get her downstairs, but we can at least look at this deck. So I have 2 cards I need to add. I need to add Gift of Doom. Right? Sack outlet, you attach it to a creature, etc. What about an Orzhov Afterlife Flyer? Do you not care about it dying? What Orzhov Afterlife Flyer? Not Grievous Wound. And we also need to add Illicit Masquerade. Thoughts on Tomic for the deck? I used to run Tomic. Keep in mind 2.5 years I had Tomic in the deck. He has never come up once. This used to be a Kelsey deck, TCG. I was thinking of Syndicate Messenger. Yeah, no. It doesn't work on curve, and it's not even a 2-for-1 flyer. LMAO, the Graveyard Hate Tomic. Yes, that's the one we're both talking about. That Tomic is unplayably bad. It's never come up, and I was running it for 2.5 years with land players in the meta. I agree. Like, white flying is like... I used to run... Do you know what I used to run in the deck? I used to run... Skycrier. I used to run this in Spara. And the thing is it wasn't that bad. It was okay. Anyway. Judith, we need to make room for Illicit Masquerade and Gift of Doom. So, the question is, what are we cutting from? Let's purge Safar from our mind. Made enough edits. Safar is okay. We're done with Safar. What are we cutting from Judith? I mean, I suppose we can do a couple playtests first. I have a feeling it might be Sifter of Skulls, but I really don't want it to go. Okay, we're already so close to an combo here. Well, we have Harmonic Prodigy Judith. There's Prowling Geist Catcher. For some reason, I thought this was in pieces too. No, I did not take apart Judith. I haven't played it in a while, but I did not take it apart. Okay, 1/2, Bloodghast. Sack Bloodghast to make 2 black mana. Player land. After playing Blood Artist, I guess. Bloodghast comes back. We get 2 pings off of that. Exile it. Oh, we would have exiled it. I mean, it sucks here, but Prowling Geist Catcher is the best card. Here's a Lesha. Ayagmon. Sack. Sack. Ping ping. Draw. Sack. Draw. Another ping. Sack the Prowling Guy's Catcher. Draw. I've sacked Bloodghast, drawn Sulfur Springs. Gas comes back. Pass, I suppose. Card. Shut a hand side. Like, I don't know. This feels like it hums, you know? Pink. Red. 1, 2. Marionette Apprentice, get a servo. 1, 2. Skittering Persecutor. Whenever you sacrifice a non, make an Eldra spawn. Think. Whenever a non-token thing dies, you draw a card. 3, Judith. Cursed Marauder. Sacrifice a Cursed Marauder. Draw a card. Make an Eldrazi spawn. We ping a creature. We drain each opponent for 1. Basics. Evandu Brush Raise. And Bogart Trawler. Then here we go. Crazy. Warren Soul Trader. Vorpal Sword also equipped. We can tap it away. Equipped to. So now we have an auto fire machine gun. So we're going to sack Bogart Trawler. Make an Eldrazi spawn. Make a treasure. Exile the top card of our library. Arsonist. We're going to sacrifice Servo. Just make a treasure. We don't get a spawn. Is Emberstorm Predator being run for graveyard hate? It seems super mediocre as a sack outlet, even if it's a free sack. So you're just wrong. And the reason why is sack outlets that protect themselves are some of the best sack outlets in the game. They are so broken. What's the second gift card you were considering for Judith? Like, out of our sack outlets, I do kind of agree that Everstorm Predator is one of the worst, but you do need a density of them. What was the second card you were considering for Judith? I remember Gift, but the name of the second slipped my mind. Illicit Masquerade. Okay, anyway, back to this game. We're going to tap Evandu Brush Razor and sack our mountain to add 2 red mana. That makes us a... That lets us exile the top card of our library. Okay, we're now going to sack Marionette Apprentice. Eldrazi spawn treasure. Exile the top card of our library. Alright, we should be drawing cards. My bad. We should draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Flare of Malice, sack Grim Horror Specs. Get an Eldrazi spawn. Exile the top card of our library. Okay, we hit 3 fucking lands, which is insane. Anyway, we've been Death Touch pinging this whole time. Finally sack Evandu Brush Razor. Or I guess actually it's mana positive to cast Gleeful Arsonist. 1, 2, 3. Because then we sack it. Dink, 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 dink. And we exile the top 2. Okay. Oh, great news, guys. There's Gadrick the Crown Scourge. Red. Gadrick. And then we sack the Evandu Brush Razor. Okay, it's turn 7. Wait. We have 5 lands. We sacked 1 already. Let's actually play them first. But then these all stay in exile forever. Okay, so Gadrick's in play. And then we tap this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can activate Vorpal Sword. That's a Vorpal Sword swing. And keep in mind, we Plague Wind your blockers, right? That's a Vorpal Sword. Kill you. Play, and then we get a bunch of treasures back from Gadrick. Agent Venom. Agent Venom is already in the deck. Already in the deck. Balthus for Gift of Doom. Ah. The thing about Falthus, though, is it's the only Death Touch enabler that can be found off of Lively Dirge.
Right? It's the only. Yeah, the thing about Falthus is that I can find it off of Live Leader when I need a Death Touch enable. Like, we don't run another Death Touch enabler. Alurin would be very bad in Brazil 8 Bears. It wouldn't be bad per se, but it definitely wouldn't be fine. Like, I would need to add Beast Whisper back in, and then it's just a different deck when Alurin's kicking around. Can you really count Sawblade Skin Ripper as a sack outlet? Maybe Woe Strider goes. I think I would cut Woe Strider before Immersturm Predator. Uh, there's some games where Sifter of Skulls is really good, guys, but it's also very slow. Loyal Pegasus sucks, please. I want my flyers to do something. They can't just be flyers. They need to have some amount of utility. Loyal Pegasus is there's so many more one white mana flyers I'd put in. Right, like find a better flyer in 1 minute than Loyal Pegasus. Swooping Lookout has Vigilance, so you can attack with it before convoking it to our second main phase. It's also an artifact for Delirium. The other option is Ranger's Hawk, right? Venturing into the dungeon. Is Momo going in your Safari deck? It's already in my Safari deck. And anyway, we're not talking about Safari anyway. Please stop talking about Safari. Talk about Judith. Judith is the star of the show right now. I'm forbidding Safari talk. We're talking about Judith, chat. I need to make 2 additions to Judith. I'm not messing around right now. I'd argue that Woe Strider's Escape makes it similar to Immersturm. 5 mana, though? Is Fireglass for impulse advantage? So, what do you mean by that question? Is Fireglass for is the card draw spell for card draw? Is that what you're asking? The answer is yes. The benefits of scrying on sack. Okay, but also like someone puts a board wipe on the stack. Which one would you rather have, Immersturm Predator or Woe Strider? The answer is always Immersturm Predator. Would Geese of the Hellraiser be a good addition? No. This is whenever a non-token creature you control dies. Gisa doesn't work. Or hosts. Or hosts Fury, everyone. Why are there no sacrifice? Set. I don't have the altars in because it's too easy to go infinite with. How did I end the, did I reach the end of my liked music playlist? Magda the Hordemaster. I used to have Magda in. Umbral Caller Zealot. So chat. Listen, all the suggestions are cute and all. We have 2 cards we're already adding. And if you make a suggestion, I want cuts. I want cuts. Risk factor because maybe they let you draw 3. So, chat, we are adding 2 cards already. I am looking for cuts. I am not looking for any more suggestions. Please, no suggestions. Only cuts. Like, maybe I can part with, like, a corrupted conviction. Cut Illicit Masquerade because it's Dookie. I have not played with this card yet. It's not... Cut the card I haven't added yet. No, I'm adding it to my deck. I want to play with it. I want to see how it feels. Removal. Illicit Masquerade goes into fodder. Right, we wanted a black enchantment. Chthonian. Oh, it's just in sack outlets, I see. And fodder. Sawblade Skin Ripper looks mid on paper. I'm going to keep playtesting this deck just to spite you. There's Sawblade Skin Ripper is probably one of the best finishers in the besides going infinite. Okay, we're gonna cut Corrupted Conviction. And maybe 1 piece of fodder. I like Nether Trader a lot because it can wear Vorpal Sword really well. I do like the idea of cutting a tutor, maybe. Maybe just some 2. Playtest. Novice Occultist cut. I like how it works with Harmonic Prodigy, though. It's fun. I like having these guilt-free cantrip creatures that are also shamans and skeletons that work with. Harmonic Prodigy. Then you go Clattering Augur. Draw. Next turn. Mountain. 1, 2, 3. Alesha who laughs and smiles. And then you move to combat. You attack with Clattering Augur. They don't block because they don't want Alesha to get it back. You sack it to Phyrexian Tower. You then go Viscera Seer. And then Human Warrior triggers. Clattering Augur comes back on the end step. You draw 2 more cards. Like, this is why I don't cut Clattering Augur or Novice. Like, you get in these situations a lot. Is this a different Judith list? I remember you had the other Judith as a commander at one point. No, I've never had 5 mana Judith as a commander. Never ever have I put 5 mana Judith in the commander. I've only ever played 3 mana. You can literally go on my YouTube channel, scroll down. Judith is great and keeps getting better. That's it. I feel stupid for it, but seize the spotlight for Gift of Doom. No, seize the spotlight is 0 mana draw. Very strong. Anyway, move to combat, swing Alesha. Sack Clattering Augur. Viscera, try 1. Move to end step. Bring back Clattering Augur, draw 2 cards. Card to hand size. We just here. I want to get a Sawblade Skin Ripper game just to spite the person. Not spite, but to prove the person in wrong chat. What's your mana curve like? Is it low enough to cut a land? I cannot cut a land from this. It has 38 lands. The curve ends at 4, but I swear to God I cannot cut a land. Is Suster Secundi too cute? My creatures are too small. I can't crew it. And even when I do crew it, it's not that good. Okay, the next hand we're going to place the rightmost card with Sawblade Skin Ripper. Goodbye, Emerstern. Oops, I did not mean to go to next turn. Carrion Feeder. Forsaken Miner. Novice Occult. Goblin Bombard. Sawblade Skin Ripper. Sack this draw. Guard Malice. Okay, we shoot someone for 1. Let's just blow. Let's cut a land, guys. Great. Yeah. Again, we're gonna replace Sawblade. Dragon Skull. Penny. Blood Crypt. This card should not be in bracket 3. How large is the deck review queue? There's no deck review queue. You are assuming things that aren't happening. Tap like this, and then you play 1 black for Forsaken Miner, and you stack it. You make a treasure, and then you pay a black mana, get Forsaken Miner back. You also got a ping. People usually kill Mayhem Devil on tight, so you might get too much hate to do. Are you talking about cutting Mayhem Devil? Because if you just suggested that, I'm going to ban you. This card's so good that people want to remove it right away. Therefore, you're never going to get to use it. Have you considered that? That's a ridiculous statement. Does Gleeful Arsonist do anything besides chip damage? Yes. I have Yawgmoth in the deck and it has Undying. Okay, but anyway, chat. I want you to witness something here. We're going to play Sawblade Skin Ripper. What we're now going to do, I'm going to tap now like an idiot. What we're now going to do is we're going to sack Forsaken Miner, bring it back, sack Forsaken Miner, bring it back, sack Forsaken Miner, bring it back. End step, we make 3 more treasure tokens, and then we crack all of our treasures. This is 8 damage off the Sawblade Skin Ripper. Didn't you already go infinite, though? What do you mean go infinite? Where are we going infinite? That seems too cute. What seems too cute? So anyway, we had 3 non-token creatures die this turn. Sawblade Skin Ripper. Also, shoot someone for 7. Next turn. Pink. Voting Runes. We don't have anything for road. Diabolic Intent. Sacrifice Yaheni. View Library. Get Warren Soul Trader. Cast it. Sack 1, bring it back. 2. This is not infinite, by the way. We have to pay a life each. But we can sack a lot here. And then we can sack the rest of our board. But we sort of sacked Forsaken Miner and brought it back. But anyway, we can sack the rest of our board. Living Death. And Sawblade Skin Ripper here. Load someone. I have, without going infinite, I have made enough treasures to shoot someone in the head with Sawblade Skin Ripper for 30 damage. Isn't it just an end step Blood Artist that doesn't gain you life? It counts the number of treasures you're sacrificing as well. It also counts like Living Death turns and like Pitiless Plunderer turns. So not only are you triggering for each creature you're sacrificing, you're also triggering for each non-token creature and each treasure you're sacrificing. And Prowling Geist Catcher, and you go ding, 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 and then you dome someone for like 30. So no, Sawblade Skin Ripper is not just cute. It's insane. What are we cutting, by the way? I have cut Entomb and Corrupted Conviction. Or Illicit, Masquerade, and Gift of Doom. Wait, this deck can make an insane amount of treasure because Mahadi. So. Anyway, someone asked about it was some card that was like a crazy suggestion. Lethal plus Yawgmoth is too cute. I see. So you're wrong. And it's because one, it's a wizard. Harmonic Prodigy double triggers the Gleeful Arsonist on trigger whenever someone casts a spell. Lord of the Rings bat is ugly. It has no good art, and all of its borders are ugly. And also, it's just not that good. That's just the sorry truth of the matter. I'm a non-token creature sacrifice deck. And you want me to put in a token synergy card? Like, no. Anyway, Gleeful Arsonist. So, it triggers doubly with Harmonic Prodigy. It gets a power buff from Judith, and it has Undying, which means it's 2 non-token sacrifices. And then on top of all of that, it works with Yawgmoth. Okay, B72. Yes, Sifter of Skulls is definitely one of the worst cards in the deck. I mentioned that earlier. I still think I would rather just cut the Entomb. Because I think it just makes comboing too easy, and I kind of don't like it. Okay, I need to put this in perspective. We play this card for 3 mana. Play Judith next turn. We sack this for value. It is now a 3/2. Or yeah, it's a 3/4, or it's a 3/3. With Harmonic Prodigy becomes a one-sided Rurik Thar. And then on top of that, every time we sacrifice a creature to Yawgmoth, we can sack it again. So here, I'm going to demonstrate the stupidity of this. Do I run a Raucous Theater? I don't think. By the way, that. Lethal Arsonist. Play Gadrick here. Bolton. And now we go 1, 2, 3. Mahadi. Okay, so let's just Yawgmoth now. So Yawgmoth's in play. We sacrifice. Oh, we have to tap 2 black. Okay. So we sack Timeline Caller. Or we sack Gleeful Arsonist, draw a card. -1/-1 countering creature. Sack Timeline Caller, put the counter on Gleeful. Draw another card. First, Deathstorm is 2. No, our Deathstorm's 3. No, it's 2, right? Black. Timeline Caller. Sack Gleeful Arsonist. Draw another card. Sack Timeline Caller. Put a counter on Gleeful. Sack Gleeful Arsonist. Deathstorm's now 5. Draw another card. End step. Add token. Treasure. We had 5 non-token creatures die that turn. We also got 5 pings. Next turn. 1. Red. Harmonic Prodigy. Okay, now our human wizard's gonna double trick every time we sack. And then here, you can actually like low-key start farming, because every time you sacrifice a non-token permanent, you get a spawn, and then you can sack the spawn. Ding, 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 ding. Is non-token a self-imposed rule? I want you hands and knees. Shatter. With love, with peace in my heart. I want you to read Judith the Scourge Diva. That's any Undying creature, though. Can you point to a better Undying creature for me? Anyway, let's look. Oh, Undying. Butcher Ghoul. This just has Undying. It doesn't do anything else. When this enters, exiled unless you sacrifice another creature. I'm not doing that. Undying. This gains Undying until end of turn if I pay mana for it. Creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Undying. Undying. Whenever this creature enters from your... Okay, so it's 6 mana. They're all Messenger. Enters tap. This is triple black. I can't cast it. Okay, value. This is an old Universe Beyond card. Haunted one doesn't work. Well, it does work, but I would need to build more heat. Or Shamans. Double Strike Undying. Other creatures have Undying. I have considered Mikaeus. Undying. Whenever this creature attacks, it gains menace. You're losing 3 life by sacking with Kohler and Yogg, right? I'm here for a fast time, not a long time. You have to put me on... Yeah, exactly. Like, Yawgmoth explodes you. Like, yes, I will happily play 3 life until I have, like, 4 life left per card. You know, you like UB cards in general. Generally, I don't like the UB border that they originally had. I kind of find it, like, utterly disgusting. I don't run into decks. That's just... Have you thought about Skittering Surveyor? Oh, you're cooking that in the deck. Red Cap is persist, not Undying. Yes, it is. Oh, but they're saying Murderous Red Cap and First Day of School as a combo. No. First Day at School... I'm not going to put First Day of School in my fucking deck. It doesn't do anything until I have the combo. Why would I want it? What I like about this deck is everything does something before it's part of a combo. Like, I don't need any of these things to do anything else, but then sometimes they accidentally... Artist. Fetch Blood Crypt. 9 lives familiar. Hello, Mayhem Devil. Buy Master's Vault. Section Tools, Manifest Dread. Sack the Manifest Dread token and equip to Mayhem Devil. Then sack the 9 lives familiar to equip to Mayhem Devil. Okay, here we go. Board clear. Pew pew pew. Go. Sack this to scry one. And then now we are very stupid. Like, this is turbo control. Play a new creature, doesn't matter. Sack 9 lives familiar to Woe Strider. King with Mayhem Devil. Someone recommended cutting Mayhem Devil. Yeah, Mikaeus was something I considered for a while, but there's a shocking number of humans in this deck. There are 13. So, yeah. Anyway, I think we found our cuts for Judith. We can call that one there. We found our cuts and okay. Let's take these 2 cards and move them over here. All right, hello. So Clement died recently. Rest in peace, Clement, everyone. We're going to sort out all the expensive cards. Put them in my binder. I don't think that there's that many left. Is Vindictive Lich a good creature to sack, but could be a dread draw? And it doesn't help your plans instantly. Mind giving me your opinion on it? It's really funny, especially with the... Because it's a wizard, keep in mind. So it works with Harmonic Prodigy and it gets double triggered. Anyway, Hedge Maze. Misty. Do you guys like the light on or off, by the way? Because I can turn this off if it is too much. I think off is better, actually. And Breeding Pool. Okay, let's look at the deck list and pull out the other expensive decks. Tired. Emrakul Frog. Okay, sort by price. Emrakul's already out of the deck in my cube. Okay, Birds of Paradise is the next most expensive card, and then Dryad I've already taken out as well. I already took out a lot of cards in this deck. Okay, what's the most expensive? Spelunking, which is $3. There's Spelunking. Instants and sorceries. There's a Nature's Rhythm. And a Colligan's Command and a Crop Rotation and a Muddle. And Arcane Denial and Brainstorm, I guess. Muddle. Brainstorm. Is Narset worth anything? I don't think so, right? No, she's $1. Conduit of Ruin is $3. Power Report Maker. Sanctum of Ugin is $1.54. Planar Nexus. Oh. I need a new Oko deck. Arcane Denial. Is this a real Nature's Rhythm or is this proxied? I only ask because I did proxy some Nature's Lores. What sucks is I do really want a deck for this new Emrakul. I really like MH3 Emrakul. It's really funny to madness this thing. And with this deck coming apart, I don't have a home for it anymore. Eldrazi Temple is in the deck. The Suva. I guess worth checking out. Castle Garenbrig is definitely worth money. Mulligan's Command is worth money. Null Drifter. Like $1. Sunken Citadel. Fabled Passage, hello. East Within, nope. Eternal Witness is not worth enough. Nylea's. Oh, I haven't taken out Emrakul yet. I was going to put in Cura. So I thought I already took it out, but I didn't. This card's so busted, by the way, chat. Occult Epiphany. X blue, instant. Draw X cards, then discard X cards. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying for each card among card types discarded this way. Where's Shifting Woodland? Matsalantli. Is this worth anything? I don't think so. Gerard's Hourglass Pendant's $3 some reason. Oh, there's a Urza Saga. Oh, thanks for just subbing. Asylum Prisoner. Nature's Lore. Is this the expensive one or is 3 Visits the expensive one right now? When one is expensive, the other one's cheap. It's a very funny cycle. Okay, Nature's Lore is the cheap one, but it's still $1.75. One last check for expensive cards. God, I love Port of Calamity too. There's so many cards I love in this deck, but this deck just did stuff worse than my other decks, which is sad. Beldegriff, thank you for starting a scam train. Yeah, Gerard's is definitely a pretty decent card. Goodbye, B702. Anyway, these are all the expensive cards. These ones specifically need to come out. Because they're going to my friend who I'm trading some of the Luris cards for. Speaking of, or sorry, Lutri. My Lutri modern deck. We got the expensive cards sorted out. And we have some more expensive cards for my Ravnica Remastered draft. Tidespout Tyrant, Board of Calling, Karn the Great Creator, and Udvara Hellkite borderless. So we're just going to stick these in the trade binder. When can we enjoy talking about Lutri? I can talk about Lutri after this. So let's go to trades here. All right. Utvara Hellkite. Yo, another sub. Army of Heroes. Thank you for the sub. Utvara Hellkite. Switch printing to Ravnica Remastered borderless, which is $17. Jesus Christ. Dragon players, man. Okay, Karn the Great Creator. Split printings, because I have the Mystery Booster 2-1. Ravnica Remastered. There we go. This is a $4 Magic the Gathering card. Hooray. I love drafting with friends, and then I make all my money back. You know what I mean? Okay, Tidespout Tyrant. RVR. Wrong one. This one. $2.24. And then Court of Calling. Not the old border one, the normal one. $3.71. And the lands are just going to go to my friends. So I'm not even going to log them. He's building Dimir Simic Oculus, so he's just kind of go in that deck. Word of Calling is rocks. It's really good. Okay, so Lutri. I have most of my Lutri deck here. I'm missing, God, I think 12 cards. Boiling Oracle is legitimately pretty decent in that deck. I'm surprised it doesn't run Riddler anymore. So we're going to look through Lutri really quick, just because I got more cards since we last looked at it. All right, the deck is called I Wish I Was Playing Cube right now. Is Pauper Lutri or ignore ban list? What do you mean is Pauper Lutri? It's Lutri the Spell Chaser. So sideboard so far, we have Pithing Needle, Ashiok Gamer. Have you guys seen my post about Ashiok, by the way? I cooked, man, and no one liked it. No one liked it. It makes me so mad. $20 minutes in MS Paint for what? Ashiok. Whirlwind Denial sideboard card. Ooh. For each spell and ability your opponents control countered unless they pay 4. Have you ever caught Ruby Storm with this card? Holy shit. It's funny as fuck. Have you ever caught Emrakul with this card? You catch Emrakul and the cast trigger for 4? Or like any other Eldrazi? It's unironically like pretty decent. It's a second consigned to memory in the Eldrazi matchup. Yeah, this is modern. Vexing Bauble. That's for Neoform. Ball Lightning deck, I have never seen it because it's just bad. Another Eldrazi Tron versus card, Break the Ice in the sideboard. Brotherhood End, this is for Affinity and Boros. Right, so just deal 3 damage to all creatures, or it's destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Ben Wheeler, thank you for the raid. We're going through my Lutri deck right now because I got a lot of I think it should be my favorite decks. Here we go. Moxfield. So that's the link to the actual deck list. We're just kind of going 1 through 1 through the cards I got and stuff. It's a tempo-y deck, yeah. Grafdigger's Cage, this is for Neoform again. Fire Magic and Meltdown. This is for Boros. And this is for... Yeah, it's Benjamin Wheeler. I raid him sometimes when he's live because I like Ben. He also builds cubes like I do, so big fan of Ben. And Meltdown, another Affinity card. Even in EDH with Nariv to double its damage are still bad. Talking about what again? What are we even talking about? Ball Lightning deck. Oh, you mean like I thought you meant there's like a modern Ball Lightning deck. I'm like, no, there is not. Sorry, dude. Lightning Skelemental sucks. Yeah, if you build it in EDH, you can do whatever you want. As a Boros player, the sideboard slots are warranted. There are so many sideboard slots for Boros. Yeah, I have Toxic Deluge, Brotherhood End, Fire Magic, and then that's about it. Anyway, main deck. I'm just going to move the lands to the side. I think no one wants to hear about the mana base, except for the fact that I only have 2 lands that can't produce blue, and that's for Archmage's Charm. So only 2 of my lands can't produce blue because I wanted to support a triple pip blue card. You put the Lutri list yourself, or do you follow a pre-existing one? So I followed Aspiring Spikes mana base and stuff. Like, it's very similar to Aspiring Spikes list. Last we've seen it, but I have updated it somewhat. I added Wan Shi Tong and Quantum Riddler to the deck. Anyway, I'm only missing a couple sideboard cards and stuff here. We can pop up the actual list. I kind of want to compare this to Spike's deck because I'm pretty sure I have diversified it a little bit from Aspiring Spike's deck. The main thing I like about Aspiring Spike's list is the choice to do Brewers. Okay. The main thing I like about Spike's list is the choice to run Archmage's Charm. I do think Archmage's Charm, as a diehard comp modern player, this deck is perplexing. Why is it perplexing? Because I've gone Moto leagues. I've done 3 leagues. I'm currently 12-3. So I want to know what's perplexing about it. 2/2 pair. Because on Magic the Gathering Online, I'm 12-3. It's doing very well. The format's just very grindy. All right, anyway, this is Aspiring Spikes list. Not saying I'm unable to win, I just haven't seen before and it seems counterintuitive. I want to know what you think is counterintuitive by it. Please, I want to get your logic here. More compare. So, shared in both decks. This is Aspiring Spikes. This is mine. I don't think it's comparing our sideboards, which are also very different. Really, he went off Steel Cutter? That's crazy. Because Corey Steel Cutter, I think, is one of the best cards in my deck. Snapcaster, I'm also a big fan of. Although Snappy can maybe be a cut. I can see. But Brazen Borrower, I would never cut Brazen Borrower. It's been so strong. And then Wan Shi Tong stupid. That the singleton aspect decreases consistency, which is the main tenet of the format, and Lutri is a shit payoff. So Lutri's fine. I don't know. I think you're underevaluating companions, Gucci Bear. You've been beaten down by Kahir before. I have won games off of Lutri. And by the way, this deck's still very consistent. Like, here we go. We mulliganed. Let's put Cling to Dust on the bottom. Let's get Steam Vents. Ragavan. Mishra's Bobble Cracket. Anyway, turn on Ragavan. Surveil 1. Shoot your Guide of Souls. In this hand, if your Ragavan gets pushed, what are you doing? Quantum Riddler? Hello? What do you mean, what are we doing? Okay, let's say Ragavan got pushed. Shield's Edicts. Right. We don't have this. Riddler. As an exclusive EDH player, can you explain why Psychic Frog is such a staple for Modern? You pay 2 mana, and you get something that they can't remove with Lightning Bolt. So it dodges most damage-based removal in the format. Yeah, but you're still not getting 1 card to, like, turn 4-5. Sudsball. Do you want me to mulligan to 5? Like, I don't know what you want from me. You die to Flage with that hand. Yeah, sure. Then I would sideboard in the silly cards. Like, I don't know. If I was up against, like, red-white, I knew it. I wouldn't have put the fucking Cling to Dust on the bottom. No, but that's just an example of a sequence that just doesn't do well. I mean, it's all matchup dependent. You can't get anything from goldfishing. All I'm saying is I'm 12-3, man. Like, what do you want from me? The deck performs fine. It's very good. Now, is it like tier 1 meta? Whoa, destruction. Whoa, Esper generic blink. No, it's not. That's not the point. The point is I want to have fun, and I also want to play. Yeah, like, I'm going to win games. I'm going to win LGSs. I'm not a tournament grinder. And even if I was, I wouldn't be hopeless. That's the whole point, right? I like playing Lutri. Here. Dink, dink. Actually, let's get Watery Grave. Diesel. Yeah, big spike braining. Here's my big spike brain. I'm pretty confident this is able to, like, at least, like, place in a tournament if I played in one. I don't know if... Okay. Do any of you have, like, actual experience playing or playing against Lutri? Because it's incredibly difficult to play around. It is so hard to play around a singleton deck. Even with open deck lists, it's incredibly difficult to, like, try and imagine what they have. My friend piloted Lutri at regionals, did poorly. I mean, yeah, but we're sample size 1. Like, Lutri is not meta. Is Lutri bad, though? I don't know if I'm willing to say bad. Companions are very hard to call bad. Like, Umori we can call bad. That's fine. But there's... Lutri is definitely not the worst thing you could be doing. I wouldn't call him a sleeper, per se. Like, he's not meta playable, but he's certainly not bad. It's not bad in the context of Modern right now anyway. This deck can grind perfectly well. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, I do think Lutri is pretty decent. What would be Lutri's hard matchups? It's tough to say, really. I've yet to run into a matchup where I'm like, I'm doomed. Yeah, exactly. Bad not being one of the tier 7 decks, I suppose. But, like, I don't feel very unfavored against any of them. Yeah, like, I don't know. There's enough Grixis staples, and it keeps getting better over time. Like, we didn't have Wan Shi Tong, like, 5 months ago when this deck was actually doing insanely well, too. Here's the... You need to... I think the main issue here is that we just need to let go of the idea of having, like, the right things, and we need to think about archetype of card. This is the main thing I think that people trip people up about Lutri. It's like, instead of like, oh, I didn't draw the Spell Pierce, it's, hey, Steel City MTGA, thank you. Steph, I imagine? Hello, everyone. I want you to think of Lutri, instead of thinking of this deck in terms of, oh, I didn't draw my Fatal Push. It's like, removal spell, removal spell, removal spell, removal spell, right? Like, you have 1 mana removal suite. That is the package that you think about. You don't think about, I need to draw this certain card. I'm drawing an archetype of card. I need a counter spell. Well, you have this one, this one, this one, right? Or 5. Yeah, exactly. So deck is a strong... It's not synergistic, but that's not the point of Modern anyway. I'm not entering Modern, I'm going like, I'm going to build a synergy pile. Like, you can, and there are very good decks that are synergistic. But if anything, there's like certain things... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I'm doing very well with the deck, so... Team Mets. Here's Ragavan. Fatal pushed. Oh, no. I mean, you could Fatal Push to my upkeep, I guess, if you want to sequence, like, completely around everything. But then I go, like, Scalding Torch. Whatever. I don't know. Lutri is actually a pretty decent payoff, too. Like, late game against Control, I had a Pithing Needled, their, I'm going crazy. I Pithing Needled their, Isochron Scepter. Here we go. The last 3 hands that you've drawn, dude, okay, and this is another big thing about Lutri, is the salt that your opponents feel when you've Ragavan them all 3 games on turn 1. Utter, like, extraordinary. The salt potential is insane. It's so good. Okay, My fear is that I sometimes draw an Inquisition against Eldrazi or Archmages when I have double blue. Okay, I've never ever been screwed out of Archmage's Charm. This deck, do you know what the non-blue sources are? Swamp, Blood Crypt. Everything else produces blue. I've never ever had issues casting Archmage's Charm. Ever. And that's over like 20, like I've played this deck for a long time on Moto. Secondly, if the deck survives turn 1 through 4, yes. And that's what the sideboard helps with a lot. Is game 1's going to be if we draw a dead card, like let's say Inquisition against Eldrazi. That sucks. Bummer. You know what? Sideboard, we get Consign to Memory. We get a Whirlwind Denial, right? We get all these other cards that help. But like, all I gotta say is the opening hands of this deck really don't look bad. And here's the thing, like, normally you'd be like weak to Harbinger of the Seas, but because so much of our deck is blue, I have not had an issue dealing with Harbinger. And also the 1 basic Swamp and the Dismember also help a lot with like answering a Harbinger. I am looking for suggestions for this deck, by the way. Like, I have been considering actually putting Dreadbore in my Modern deck. Why 2 different islands? It's just because those are the island printings I have. So Dreadbore. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. I've been considering this because there are just so many Quantum Riddlers. Thank you, Genesis, for tier 1ing. Just blasting people. I don't want to just put Pyroclasm in. And besides, like, the sideboard slots of Fire Magic and Brotherhood End have been treating me better in more matchups. Yeah, I have killed people with Lutri, like Lightning Bolt, Lutri, the Lightning Bolt. I've killed people with that before. Mostly what I kill people, though, is like Lutri Preordain in the late game. Dude, have you ever Lutri to stock up? Like, you just win. Like, they can't win. What's the wizard count? I was already thinking about Flame of Anor. There's not enough wizards right now for me to consider it, in my opinion. Right now we have 2 wizards. And besides, my main issue with Flame of Anor is that it does 5 damage, which means that the stupid fucking eyeball, or you can kill the stupid fucking eyeball, but you can't kill Quantum Riddler. It's a 4/6. So I'm also kind of down on Flame of Anor right now. Yeah, exactly. Can't kill Riddler. So it's like, what is the Ashiok in the board for? I don't know if you've ever played Ashiok against Titan, but they can't win. If you play, like, there's certain other strategies that Ashiok's pretty decent against, but if you play Ashiok against Titan, they just can't win. Like, if you hit Titan with the counter spell into Ashiok, you can't lose. Also shits on Neobrand, yeah. Neobrand's another one. And then I'm also running Grafdigger's Cage and Vexing Bubble for Neobrand as well. And then these also all work really well against Oculus, the Grafdiggers in Neobrand. Or the Grafdiggers in Vexing Bubble. Boomerang Basics could be fun. I don't know how to feel about Boomerang Basics because I'm already running Brazen Borrower as my bounce spell. I don't want too many bounce spells. So 1 bounce spell is really good. You bounce Oculuses, you bounce Birthing Rituals, you bounce Corey Steelcutters, you bounce like a 15/15 Prowess creature, you bounce, right? Like, there's a lot of things you can bounce that feel really good with Brazen Borrower, and then it's also just a 3/1 beater in like late grindy games. But you don't want too many because we are in a Flicker format. How have you felt about Stern Scolding over something like Molten Collapse? I would never cut Molten Collapse. We are in a Riddler format. You can't Stern Scolding a Riddler. You can Molten Collapse it, though. Like, you can get the Felia with the Stern Scolding. Like, that is something to think about. But Molten Collapse, you blow up Teferis in the control matchup. You blow up Riddler. Yeah, it is a Boros Prowess Felia format, but here's the thing about Molten Collapse is, like, you can just kill a Prowess creature. And in the sideboard matchup, you cut Molten Collapse, you cut whatever. If anything, I've been more questioning Shieldred's Edict. At sorcery speed, yeah, I know, you've already taken a bit of damage, but you've, like, blocked with something or whatever. Like, It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks in the matchup, but you bored it out after the first game. Right. You love having Molten Collapse in the Riddler matchups. You don't really like it so much in the Prowess matchups. Right. Terminate. Terminate doesn't kill Planeswalkers. That's my big issue with Terminate. Minor Misstep. I hate Minor Misstep. Minor Misstep's too bad. It hits too little. But yes, Molten Collapse does look pretty bad, but it's really good. I've yet to have a game where I'm like, ow, bummer. Like you're also just okay, like Molten Collapsing, like Boros creature. Like it's bad against Prowess, sure, but you just like you play for board, right? If we have Bolt, Heat, Edict, have Planeswalkers really felt that bad? Yes. I do like the idea of removing Planeswalkers as much as possible, because Control is a pretty regular deck I run into. I do like the idea of just boomerang your Snapcaster back. I think you're getting too cute. We're dead by the time we're doing that stuff. If we're getting to the point where we're like boomerang basicsing my Snapcaster Mage back to my hand, then we have already won that game. Have you considered white instead of red? Yes, I have built Esper Luris before. I did not really like it. Like, you get Felia, or it's Jeskai Luris, my bad. No, it'd be Esper. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, sorry. Like, I think you get Prismatic Ending, that's very good. Prismatic Ending. Felia, I guess. Because you can flicker your Quantum Riddler. You lose Ragavan, Dragon's Rage, Channeler, Lightning Bolt, and Holy... Ugh, Corey Steelcutter. I don't want to lose Corey Steelcutter. Brotherhood and Meltdown, Fire Magic. Like, ugh. Like, you get Wrath of the Skies, I guess. What about Strix Serenade? I was considering it, actually. You don't actually play that many black cards? Yeah, but the black cards I do play are really fucking good. Is there a world for Surgical? Surgical's really bad. My friend from before played a Demir version of Lutri, but that was before Ragavan, DRC, Heat, Corey, so this version seems sweet. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I'm mostly bringing this to FNM, and then I'm maybe participating in a couple tournaments with it, and then maybe trying to get top 8. Like, I'm under no disillusion that this is, like, not the best modern deck to be playing. I do think it's going to win sometimes, though. Because it's just fine. You don't run Mana Leak? No. I'd much rather run the one you can replicate if I was running one. In fact, I think it's already in here. Yeah, lose focus. I'd rather be running this. Is Kolagon worthy, dude? Kolagon's Command? Yes, Kolagon's Command's very good right now. Blowing up your Prowess creature and your Corey Steelcutter is nasty. I have blown out fucking Prowess with this card before. But yeah. I do have another 60 card deck, and I actually just got the final cards for it. This is It Terror for Pauper? This is my Pauper deck of choice. Also, Surgical is great. What are you taking out, mister? I'm not putting Surgical in my deck. I really don't like Surgical. It's just like card disadvantage most of the time. I'm trying to think of what graveyard decks I even really care about. Like none. Like maybe Yawgmoth. If I ran into Yawgmoth, I wish I had Surgical. What draws you over to Is It Terror over other variants? Breath Weapon. Breath Weapon and the Monarchy. Like being able to take a more controlling posture rather than just going full terror all the time. Like this deck can go full terror all the time, but it is harder to do it than mono blue. But being able to this is better in the blue mono blue matchup. The only thing that severely loses to is Golgari Gardens. I cannot beat Golgari Gardens for the fucking life of me. But every other matchup feels very good. And it also feels very good, of course, into actual Izzet Terror. What part of also this that I really like is red elemental blasts and blue elemental blasts. You get both. Yeah, and you're basically playing a dual commander deck with Lutri and Modern, which is also what I enjoyed. A major thing that I like about Lutri is one, okay, it's not that bad. It's a little bad, but it's not that bad. You're gonna win. Two, whenever they print a new broken Grixis staple, you only have to buy one. Like, you don't have to pay for a playset of Rizzlers. You just buy one. Like, and then the future Riddler, you only buy one. It's really funny. But anyway, this is the Galarian Terror deck. And also you get to play with Skred. I love Skred. But anyway, yeah. That's why I like this more than Dimir Terror too, is because you get Bebs and Rebs. And then Cast in the Fire is also just like not a joke. Card's very good in a lot of matchups. Yeah, both of my decks are very Izzet. But you know, Izzet's just good in every format, so why wouldn't I play it? Personally, I'm thinking UB Terror. I mean, they have ups and downs for both of them. Yummy. I think we are shuffling this, though. Brainstorm. Whoa, mama. That sucks. You get to discredit your play, though. Ah, always had it, chat. Instant sorcery, instant sorcery, instant sorcery, instant sorcery. Go, my worms. I have to reponder. Alright, let's keep Galvanic Discharge after Volatile Fjord. Okay, worm number 1 is in play. Only Grand Grandma's common. Please don't say such horrific things in my chat. Yay, terror, right? Anyway, I really like this deck's matchup against Elves, especially. Like, Elves is one of those decks. Is this shit standard? No. Man, this is Pauper. Dude, imagine if fucking Red Elemental Blast was in standard. Oh. Yeah, Tolarian Terror is a very good deck. I would Mono Blue Terror is very strong. Izzet Terror is less strong in some matchups. Like everything about Magic is trade-offs. Like, I don't know. I would still call Izzet Terror pretty good, but it's better in other matchups than other ones. You know? Ooh. So I think I have a loose focus sitting around somewhere. I might try it out in Lutri. It depends. Oh, well, bad news, guys. I think I am out of cards to sort. So I suppose we're going to raid out and see what goes on with that. If you joined the stream, drop a follow if you're not from around here. We normally do deck reviews and stuff. I think we have one deck review slot left for next week's stream. Yep, there's one whole slot left if you want to get your commander deck or cube reviewed. So you can go there. There's one slot left for next Tuesday, the 23rd. So you can get that there. YouTube, thanks for stopping by. We're going to stop the stream here.